What is up, everyone? This is Humpty Dumpty PSN, and today we got a simple video on how to make a death counter, or any counter really, what you can think of in FireBot. So sit back and enjoy, and if you like what you see, hit that follow button, because there'll be many videos like this in the future. So, go to FireBot. We want to make a death counter, for example. Like I said, you can make any counter you want, but we're going to talk about counters today. So, you installed FireBot and you want to make a counter. You'll see counters right here on the left side. Go ahead and click it. As you can see, this was for demonstrative purposes. We're going to go ahead and delete, and we're going to make a new one. So, new counter. So as you can see, we can give it a name, but remember what you put in this name, we're going to need it for later. So let's go ahead and use death counter, or death 2, as an example. Death 2. There we go. Remember how you spell it, because we're going to need it later. There's a minimum and a maximum. I basically have no limits, or no maximum or minimum, because let's face it, Humpty dies a lot. You can ask my chat. They love seeing how many times I die because I'm funny. I'm trying to play Skyrim for the first time. So if you like Skyrim and you like seeing a person struggle, you might want to check me out. My link will be down below, as you can see right there. So, how do I use this? You're going to click this because it's going to give us an important thing we need for OBS. So basically what this is going to do is it's going to make a text file. So this death counter is going to be linked to a text file. It's going to create a text file in a certain place, and you're going to put this in OBS, and it's going to keep track on how many times that counter is triggered, and it's going to show from a number that we're going to set it all up in OBS. So basically what this is doing right now is creating a text file. So we need that path of the text file. So here's the path right here. We're going to go ahead and copy it, and then we're going to click save. So now there is a counter called death 2 that we created. Congratulations, you made a counter. So now, how do you use this counter? So let's go back to OBS, and we're going to go and we're going to create a source. So I'm recording in OBS, so when I make this, you'll see the counter on screen because I'm recording in this environment. So, but what you want to do is you want to make a source, and you want to make a text GDI plus source. And this basically is going to be a source, and you can name it whatever. I'm just going to name it death, so I know it's my death counter. There you go. And now what we're going to do is read from file, because remember, it made a text file. We want OBS to read that text file for us. Now, we copied the URL or the path of that text file. So what we want to do is we're going to go to Browse, and you can just click up here, backspace, Control V, and we're going to go ahead and push enter. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. You have to remove .text at the end there. So we're going to go ahead and remove .text at the end and push enter. Now you can see your death counters. So don't forget to do that so you can see your death counter. So just have it like this and you'll be fine. So we're going to go to death 2 because we just created it. And there you go. That's our death counter. You should see it on the top here in the corner. Well, I think whenever I save it, you'll see it. But you can change the font to whatever you want. And you can also install fonts in FireBot or OBS. If you need help with that, let me know and I'll make a video for you. But we're going to leave it by default. You can also change the size and everything, the boldness, all that good stuff. So, and you can also change the color. So we're going to go ahead and put it yellow. Excuse me. And then we're going to go ahead and push enter. So now you should be able to see it on the screen as I'm recording. So we got our death counter. So now what? So basically we want to go back to FireBot, and we want to make a command. So when we die, chat can put it in there, and it'll trigger the counter. So we want to trigger it. So we're going to put exclamation point, whatever. You can do whatever you want, but I'm going to put exclamation point death 2. And then put 2. There's the trigger. And then we're going to add an effect. So we're going to add a counter. So we're going to look for counters. So There we go. We want to add a update counter. So I said counter because I wanted to search for it, but you need to update the counter here as an effect, and click OK or click select. Then the counter. Okay, what do you want to do? We're going to use def2 because that's what we just created. Then we want to add increments, and we want to add just a 1 value every time this is activated. There you go. So before we save, now you see where it says cooldowns right here? Let's say Tommy and Jimmy, they saw Humpty die, and they wanted to hurry up and activate that death counter so it'll be on the screen for everybody to know. But what happens if they pushed it at the same time, or one's a little bit slower than the other? We want to have a global cooldown for 7 seconds. So that way, if Tommy and Jimmy pushed it at the same time, you're not going to have 2 deaths counted against you. You know, you want to have a cooldown. So if someone else calls it in, you got 7 seconds till you can activate it again. So don't forget to put a cooldown timer, or you'll be having extra deaths when you don't even die. So go ahead and do that. And we're going to add a text message. So when this is activated, it's going to display on like Humpty died so many deaths. Like, you know, when I die, it's going to tell me the total of deaths that I have died. So you'll see it in chat and you'll see it on the side. So we're going to go ahead and add that another effect, and then we're going to add a chat-based message, and we're going to send a chat message. So now we're going to say Humpty died. This is just an example. You can customize this as much as you want. But now we're going to add a variable or whatever this is right here. Just click this in the corner, and we're going to search for counter. And then you're going to see where it says counter and then the name. So we're going to go ahead and add this variable, and then in that name we're going to put our counter's name. Remember what I told you? We need to remember that. So it's def2. There we go, def2. And then we'll push add. And then there we go. We just created a def counter with a trigger. So now we're going to go to our dashboard. We're going to go ahead and activate that command. Def2. And we're going to go ahead and activate it. And there you go. Humpty died once. And as you can see on OBS, there's probably a 1 right there. So now we're going to go ahead and activate it again. So it's going to say Humpty died twice. And then it moves it to 2 over there. What happens if you want to reset this? So we're going to go to commands again, and we're going to add a reset command to reset that counter. Excuse me. I mean, I have a reset command, but you know, I think you can go in OBS and just, you know, refresh the browser. No, I don't know, but I don't think you can, because it saves to a file. So we're going to add a reset command. Reset death. You know, you can name this whatever you want, of course. There's the trigger. So we don't have to have a cooldown timer on that, because I don't see that we need one like that. So we're going to go here to add new effect, and we're going to go to counter, and we're going to go to update counter. Very simple. And then you're going to please select. We're going to go to def2 because that's what we created for this video purpose. And then we're going to set, and the value is going to be 0 because we're setting the death counter to a particular value. And when we reset it, we want it to be 0. Okay. You can also add another chat message here if you would like. So the chat knows that basically you want to do this before you go live, so you can have a new fresh counter and stuff like that. So I mean, you can have a message. I do, but you don't have to. So we could say death counter has been reset. Very simple. And then boom, we can add that, and there you go, and we can save the changes. So now if we go to dashboard, click on, or just type your command in. You usually have this for your mods, of course. Or no, actually it's reset, sorry. There we go, reset death. And then we just click enter. And it should say death counter has been reset, and as you can see, it's back to 0 in the corner. That's a quick video on how to make a death counter. Again, you can customize this the way you want to. You can have an image by your death counter. So, I mean, you can put an image next to that, customize it the way you want. Hopefully this helped y'all. I really appreciate everyone. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and come check me out on Twitch. It's a great, fun time, and hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, guys.